And whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them ye shall eat.
So whatever has fins and scales, we can eat that. What fish had...
Brim, crawfish,
right.
whitening.
So let me ask him this. So what fish does not have fins and scales? Because he just, what was the name? Name the fish you just said again?
Catfish. Catfish, you're right.
That's right, bro.
That's it.
That's
What's
right.
another one? Start with an L. Huh? A what?
Carp, you can eat.
You can eat that. Fins and scales.
Reptiles, you can't eat
You can't eat that.
So you can't eat reptiles.
No.
I done had it before, so.
Yeah.
But you know, you have some people that eat gator tail and stuff like frog legs
Yeah.
and stuff like this.
What's
You
the
can't eat those
gator
things.
bites?
You can't eat those things.
Crawfish. You can't eat them. Yeah. So where was we at?
This is chicken is fine. This
Chicken
is why
fine.
we walk around with diabetes and all these bad diseases and everything. You know, and then when you try to tell mom and dad, hey, you ain't supposed to eat pork, they want to get mad at you. But next thing you know, they sitting up in the hospital getting a leg cut off or getting a limb cut off because they did not want to listen. And once you find out that you're not eating these things anymore, you find out that your body feel a lot better that you're not eating these things. He said, that's why I keep saying, you are a special people unto the Lord thy God. This is why he given us, we eat the top of everything. We don't eat the bottom of anything. These are all bottom feeders. This is why the ocean has gone from being blue to green, because they go in there and they take up all the shrimp, all the stuff that's supposed to be eating, the stuff that's on the bottom of the ocean, they going in there pulling it out the ocean. That's why the ocean is changing color. That's why it's not safe to us anymore. But I'm just saying, this is why we're in that condition, and this is why these things here are happening. At one time, when we was in slavery and everything, these are the things they was feeding us because they knew we weren't supposed to eat these things. So they would feed them to us. Now, these are on the top of the chain now, as far as when you go to these places and you want shrimp and lobster and all this here, they want to charge you. Even when it came to pork, they gave us the worst. The chitlins and stuff like this here, they gave us the worst of it. Now, now it's at the top of the chain now and everything. Anything that, because I don't care what you give us, we gonna make the best of it. They can't cook. They can't cook. They cannot cook.
Hey, Salakia, how we make a pig tail taste good? Pig ears made it taste good. Yeah.
They can't do it. We can. That's why we were mentioning about the salt. We are the salt of the earth.
That's right.
Because no matter what we touch, it's going to turn into good.
Right. So you say, well, I know you were saying, I'm not talking about y'all, but the world, the way it's created. This is why the world's like this.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
That's why we know that Christ ain't white, because the white man covered up the faces of the judges of Israel. Moses, you go to Google, type in Moses, David, or Solomon, you're going to get white. Them was the judges of Israel. He covered up their faces by whitewashing them. It's called iconoclasm. Read on.
If not, where and who is he? If not,
So if the world is not given into wicked man's hands and you don't see wickedness going on, read that again.
if not, where and who is he?
Well, who's doing it then? Who's doing the wickedness in the earth? It's not the spirit. Yeah, the spiritual demon Satan controlling and getting into people. But what people is operating and working in this world? Who's doing the wickedness? On a large scale. Come on, brother. Watch this.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse number 48. And they laid open the book of the law. They laid the Bible open. Wherein the heathens, the white man, the Europeans, had sought to paint the likeness of their image. So what they did was they went in there And they changed everything in the Bible to make it look like what I just said a minute ago. White is power, black is nothing. But that is not true. That ain't what this here says. So they changed the image of Christ and made him a white man. But he's not a white man. That's why we can go to Revelation and show you. His hair look like yours. He's finna get ready to go there now to show you.
So Jesus, just get it. Revelation 1 verse 1. Revelation 1 and 1. So the word revelation, let's deal with that first. When the root, you know how they teach us in school, we got a compound word and a root word, right? The root word to revelation is what? Reveal. It means to show, right? It means to show you something. So watch how this starts out to give you clear understanding. So that's why when people say, I'm scared to read Revelation, what are you scared of getting a clear picture? That makes no sense. You sound crazy. Watch it.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
What did we say revelation mean? To what? Reveal. To show you. So obviously it's in the Bible, so it's going to show us what he looked like. And let's see who he gave it to.
Which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
What kind of texture is woolly hair? No, look, Google it. Google it. Don't. You got your phone with you? Okay, somebody help him out. Give him. Let's see what wool hair is. You see it? Read it again. 14.
His head and his hairs were white like wool. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Genesis 49 and 12. He drank wine. Yeah.
If you drink enough wine, ain't your eyes turn red?
That's what we're here for, bro. Watch this.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine. His eyes shall be red with wine. And his teeth white with milk.
So Christ drank wine. Now I'm going to show you. Is that what I'm looking for? 1926, where they call him a wine bibber? It might be John. All right, let's go back to Revelation. We'll go back. Luke.
It would be almost like what? Not the drunk part to it, but you know what we call a wino? Yeah, kind of tipsy. What we call a wino today. It was like that. But he didn't get drunk because he kept the law.
Hey, Matthew 11 and 19.
And this is verse 15 of Revelation. And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? Brass. A trumpet. A bronze. Brown. So it says, read it again.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So let me ask you this. Is your feet the same color as the rest of your body? Or do you have... Okay, but it's still the same pretty much, right? Read again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
If you take white rice and you burn it, what color does it turn? It sounds like it is, but this is God's plan. We can't change it. Watch this. Hold that. Give me Romans 9:17. I'm gonna show you something. I know. It sounds tough. 9:17. Say to the thing that formed it. 9:17. Watch it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
So he's explaining why he raised up Pharaoh. Same one in Egypt. He's explaining why.
That I might shew my power in thee.
What did he do to Pharaoh? He killed him. He delivered Israel over the Red Sea. Remember that story? Moses walked across the Red Sea, opened the sea.
And then when his army, Pharaoh's army, tried to go behind the children,
He closed it up.
he closed the water back and took out Pharaoh and his entire army.
So he said, for that very reason, this is why I raised up Pharaoh. To do what?
That I might shew my power in thee.
So that God could show he was a powerful God. That was the reason why. So it sounds bad sometimes, but God always have a plan of why he does what he does. Why would he do that to Pharaoh? Read it again.
That I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So now that we would know who God is, I have to shake up some stuff. That's why all these bombings and wars are happening, because he's trying to show us he's the God of this earth. I'm going to put it in these people's spirit to make y'all scared to go outside. I'm going to put it in the white man's heart to make you scared to drive down the street. Because if I got to shake you up to get you to repent and come back to me, I will do what I have to do. Read on.
God. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy.
So now God is saying, I'm going to have mercy on who I choose to have mercy on. Read.
And whom he will, he harden.
We choose to harden their heart like the police to beat us up, and we get no justice. If God want to do that, guess what? He can do that. So who are we to say, God, you're wrong? Is that, watch this, verse 21.
Verse
20.
Verse 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
So why are we going to reply and say, God, why did you make him that way? Why did you make him this way? Read.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
When a potter is making a vessel with clay, who has control over that clay on that wheel? Who has control of that? The guy sitting behind the wheel, right? Read it again.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
So this is a question. Does God not have power over us who made us? Read on.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor.
So he made everybody from the same lump, but he made one group of people unto honor. That's the Israelites. Read on.
And another unto dishonor. Unto dishonor.
Unto dishonor. Read on.
What if God, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Fitted to destruction.
That means they're made for destruction. So when we read about the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, these same white people, God is going to judge them when he returns. That's our salvation, brother. Give me that Luke 1:71. That's what God has come back to save us from.
There's 18 nations of people on this planet. 18 nations. But it's only one nation that he cares about. That's the black, Hispanics, and Native American. Those are your cousins. They are your kinfolks. Yes, the ones that we call Mexicans, they're called Ishika. The Indians, the Native Indians, those are Gad and Seminole Indians. Those are your cousins. Those are your cousins. Or even the Haitians. Those are your cousins. Jamaicans, Hawaiian, Natali. Those are your cousins. They are all your kinfolks. They are one nation. That's how.
But for some reason, they separated us and told us we African American. You know that term came from Jesse Jackson in 1970. He was the one that gave us that. Yes. That came from him. And think about this, bro. African American, that's the name of two white men. A white man named Leo Scipio Africanus colonized Africa and named it after himself. Leo Scipio Africanus, Africa. Then a white man, a Italian explorer by the name of Amerigo Vespucci, colonized America. and named it after himself. So you put the two names